What's up, y'all? I'm looking a little raggedy today. I was tired, y'all. I'm so tired, and for some reason I ain't feeling that good. That look better like that. Yeah. Um, I don't know why I'm not feeling good today for some reason, and I'm supposed to be having friends night. All this week is super busy. It's Super Bowl week, and I gotta get it together because I'm feeling like. Um, but tonight, this is a very touchy topic. Um, Shout out to the mechanics. I was just actually texting one of the mechanics from the Bay, and he was kind of sent me a text last night. And he sent the text of a young lady that was at Great America or just an amusement park, and she took her kid to the amusement park. And she was a black woman with a black son. And she got on there and was like, "My son will not date a black woman." And I was like, "Ooh, damn, that's kinda bad." First of all, we all not the same, we all ain't ignorant and ain't got no sense. That's all women. Um, then we start talking about, I think, Natalie Nunn. Natalie Nunn is like the topic of the world right now. That's why I want her on my show. Everybody's like beating me up for wanting her on my show, but it's listen, I'm a strategic planner, okay? And seek certain guests for certain things. And for me, I want Nally Nunn on my show because I want to give her an opportunity to clean up the question that was asked to her what a baddie was. Um, because it's a lot to just a baddie making a bag. But she's getting a lot of ridicule on, and a lot of, just downplay on what a baddie is. I think everybody has their definition of what a baddie is. I can say from Dr. Stance's point of view. And it's unfortunate, but I kind of relate to Natalie. One is an independent woman. I think that's what she was saying in a nutshell. Now it sounded bad because a lot of people like she stumbled her words and da da da. But I think it was in a nutshell. She didn't go into, it was already a little tension with her and the dude when she interviewed. Um, but what I noticed about Natalie is the female Blueface. She's a marketing queen. And people aren't, they're looking at the surface and not looking at the business perspective or anything of that nature. They're looking at the front end of it. And so, me being a businesswoman, me being a CEO, I get both ends. I get it. I get the strategic business marketing, trying to put yourself out there. She doesn't care about branding. She care about running them numbers up and getting a check. They get paid for them views. They get paid, you know, for the plays and the watch time. She don't care about anything no one says. I mean, in the industry, you gotta kind of be that way, right? Because if you cared, you will be screwed. You won't be able to leave your house because you'll be so depressed and uncomfortable and sad and because everyone is just like pew, gunning for you, right? So I think when she answered the question, it was a nutshell. It was one question for her, one answer, one question. But it's deeper than that. My perception of a baddie is one of, like I said, an independent woman, um, a woman who is graceful, shows gratitude, has integrity, respects herself. Um, some people can say a baddie is a girl that got her OnlyFans and making $1 million a year. Everybody has their own definition. Claire Huxtable was a baddie. Let's talk about it. Claire Huxtable is the society's definition of a baddie. Very graceful, modest, and ladylike in her soft girl era. That's not the only definition of a baddie to me. Okay, like there's a whole world and realm of baddies. It's just to me, somebody to me, the number one thing is somebody who respect themselves and others. Because you can have a bag and lose it due to certain circumstances, and that doesn't mean you're not a baddie still. Because guess what? When you fall and get back up, that's still a baddie, right? So, I mean, some people may say I'm a baddie. Some people may say I'm not because I may not have the typical BBL or the breast that sit up to my neck. I mean, let's just talk about it. So for me, I think it's a world, it's a range of definitions on what a baddie is. It's a range, a long range. And so many people have their own, let's type it in AI. So many women have their own perception, and men and people in the world, of what a baddie is. Now, I brought this up and like the mechanics up because Natalie was brought up. And what he said was the young kids that were acting crazy, the young black girls, the youth that were acting crazy at the amusement park were watching the baddies. That's what our youth and our young generation have to look up to. Now, I agree to a certain extent, but here's the catch. It actually stems from parenting. Okay? Let's take it back because my child can sit there and watch that and game all day, but she know dang on well she's not going to be at the amusement park acting a fool. So it's not really what is projected in the world. It's about who's the guinea pig that follows. Ooh. Ooh, okay? Because I can sit there and watch the baddies all day long, but that don't mean I'm finna be out here fighting a bunch of girls. So it's about who's strong enough to not turn all the things that they watch into their own personal life. Let's talk about social media. It's the same with social media. It's a lot of women that are watching these women bend over backwards. Show, dude, it's the same pic with your butt. It's the same one where they put the front leg up. They put the front leg up and they stick the. It's the same picture. All the women is doing that. It ain't not one, and I ain't trying to offend nobody. I ain't trying to offend nobody, but I'm just saying, all the women just doing that. Every woman that got her body done, got her BBLs done, and all this stuff, you're doing it. But I guarantee, if you didn't have that BBL, you wouldn't be posting that little flat booty up on there. I'm just saying. This is word from Dr. Stance, honey. I'm just saying. So I say all this to say it's not about what we see; it's about who follows. So if you allow social media to, be the reason why you want a BBL because you're watching so many other women, with their BBLs that are definitely deflated and looking scary as heck, then you're a follower. Like we need a leader. A leader is a baddie. Just because you got a BBL don't mean you a baddie because you could be dumb as rocks, broke, and just a whole bag of mess. So the world needs to really stop being a follower. Where's my trendsetters? Okay, where are my leaders? Where are my bosses? I think I was watching Ayala Event the other day, and she was like, you know, eh, we're living in hell. We are. Like social media has taken completely over everyone's life, and I'm a victim of it. And it's because of the industry that I'm in now, podcasting. So of course I'm posting and all this. Shout out to Big Mike Rob. I say this every time. But he also mentioned something where he was like, you know how when you're on social media and you think, someone doesn't like your page that they're hating. Sometimes they are. Let's keep it 100. But sometimes they're not. Because I've been a victim of just doing like this in rotation. And it might be one of my besties things that she posted, did a great thing, and I forget to like it. It's nothing intentional. So I personally don't take that um, I don't take that as hate. I don't take that as you going against me. I just take it as okay. But now let me say this. If you watching me every day and you watching all of my stories and ain't saying nothing and you a family member, now you weird. That's hating. I'm sorry. I feel like you're a hater because see, family is supposed to be your number one fans. Family and friends, right? And of course yourself and God. First God, yourself, family, then your friends. But if they watching you every day, all day, and ain't nobody said nothing, that's a situation. I'm definitely gonna feel some way. But if you just an associate and you looking at my stuff every day, that's not an expectation of mine. And to be honest, it's really not an expectation if you my family or my friend. Phew, I don't need nobody to like any of my stuff because this is my thing. I like it. Right? I like it. So it really doesn't matter on who likes it. So I had to clear that up. I had a conversation with Big Mike Rob, and I just wanted to clear that up, like, because I think he thought that, I felt like people were hating on me because they didn't like it. I don't give a dang who likes my stuff. But like I said, if it's somebody that's close to me and we ain't been talking and you watching my stuff daily and I'm seeing it, yeah, that's kind of weird, player. I don't know about that. Now, anybody can agree to disagree. I really don't care what nobody say, but to me, those are my feelings, and guess what? They definitely valid. Okay. Now, don't nobody got to agree, but it don't matter if they agree because it's how I feel. That's how Dr. Stance feel. So I say all this to say, you know, just because, you know, people are in their own lane, in their own world, you know, everybody's trying to create a platform, just like with the podcast stuff. Everybody's starting a podcast. Everybody and their mama. Only the strong are going to survive. And I think that if you don't invest in it, you're going to fall off the map. If you just coming out rushing, quicking it and trying to, just to do it because everybody else doing it or what, it's not gonna last. It's not gonna last. And if it's not a passion for you, it's not gonna last. And you gotta have the personality. There's a lot of like people talking and their lips ain't even moving. Like I can't. Everybody's high and they're dry. And it's like, don't nobody want to sit there and watch that? But this is another thing I noticed. With my podcast come in April, I'm switching it up. Dang near March, April, I'm switching it up. I've painted my town. I'm waiting on Too Short, Marshawn Lynch, E40. Just y'all, feel y'all. Be nice. But I painted my city. And my city, I'm going to say, is the one that will be the one to put me on, right? But I'm not trying to stay in my city. I'm not trying to be a hip hop podcaster. Mine's is deeper than that. I want real life stories. I want people on my couch or in my chair vulnerable. And it's crazy because I always thought about it is one person in the world that I admired. And that was Ayala Ivent. And I think that's what made me tap into my discernment with the mind and psychology and being a philanthropist with body language, watching body language. And, I think somebody was like, "Do you think you always right when you feeling people?" Absolutely. Because it's fortunate and unfortunate that I picks up on energy real fast. But see, I'm gonna go off the motion that you're in. But you'll never know that I already done peeped how you in the mood. I just don't let it be known. But yes, I am. I was blessed with the discernment. Why are you thinking when I went and educated myself to the highest form of education? So respect it. I'm just saying. But um, and don't get offended about it. But I'm just saying, like, don't get offended. I'm just saying it's not a bad thing. I wake up super happy every day. One, because God gave me another day to see, right? He already got my day planned out. So when my day is planned out, I'm just going with the flow. But what I will also say is that people are in their own lanes. And I think that, everyone is just trying to come up. Everybody want a dollar. Everybody trying to come up. And it's cool. Like it's nothing wrong with that. But don't try to step on nobody's toes or rush things that aren't going to be a legacy to come up. Like I've always admired Ayala Ivant, and it was because she a straight shooter. She tells you things whether you like it or not. It's from her observation. It's her truth. It's her opinion. She's the professional. She's the philanthropist. I don't even think she has a PhD, to be honest with you. I'm not sure, but I know she's a philanthropist. And in her mind, she has a discernment where listen, she can get under your skin. But a lot of times, she didn't push a lot of people, but they all come back and be like, dang, he was right. I do the same thing. I may tell you uncomfortable truths. But one thing I do know is stick. And when it stick, you come back and be like, dang, you was right. Prime example, shout out to my sis. I told her about a guy that I knew that knew the knew, and if you knew, you knew. I'm like, that one, sis, we should leave that one alone. We should definitely leave that one alone because one, your safety. Okay. Two, he's Batman crazy. Okay. And three, I love you. I will say my tough love sometimes is not always right, but I'm gonna tell you my observations and the truth and the hard truth. And you may not like it, but it's coming from a genuine place. It's coming from a place of love and it's a protective thing. I'm a Leo. I'm Leo the lion. So anybody that's in my circle, I'm protecting them like they my cub. They can be a grown woman, a grown man. I'm still gonna try to protect you, your heart, your mind, and your soul. That's just who I am. And so for me, I was telling the young lady, don't do it. We fell out for a whole year over this because I'm gonna be honest, it was my delivery. It was a sharp shooter. I'm like, call me when you get your life together. Because if you're still dating men like that, I dang near don't want you in my life. Straight up. Straight up. Straight up. No, and I mean it. Like if you're dating men in that caliber, the thugs and the little gangs mob, I don't want nothing to do with that. Okay, I'm over that life. And to be honest, dating those kind of men can ruin and affect some stuff over here because decisions that women decide to make. I'm count me out. X tic tac toe. You won. I'm done. Don't want it. So I meant that. Call me when you get your life together. So a year later, I go looking for her. We locks back in, and she told me, "Sis, you was absolutely right." And it took me just a couple months to figure that out. And she apologized to me, and I had to explain to her and apologize. It was my delivery. My delivery sometimes is so I'm a sharp shooter. You know what I mean? Like, and it may cut and hit below the belt, but it's out of love and it's me telling you the truth. Because guess what? That's how I was raised. My granny, cutthroat. She listen. She don't care how you felt. She gonna tell you like it is. And I think that's how I was raised. So I think moving forward with my friends, if I see them in a situation, I will make sure that my delivery is better because I want to support and not come off as hating or, I don't want the best for you. So I've learned um to just kind of do better because I know better. But I say all that to say, because y'all know I be in circles, but and I'm just venting. Y'all know this is my therapy. This is my therapy session every day. And I haven't said one curse word. Nee, 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 nee. I am gonna not curse. No more. Shout out to Big Niche, Cole Peace Niche. She's gonna be proud. Shout out to Big Mike Rob. They're gonna be proud because I am one definitely into trying to be the best version of myself and I can follow through and not curse. That is not my second language. It's just a form of expression. But so I guess I say all of this to say, moving all the way back from the conversation I had with the mechanics about the young girls that were at the amusement park and then, how they're watching Natalie Nunn. It starts with us parents teaching our kids. Like, we got to break the generational curse and teach our kids that, you know, just because you see this don't mean you got to be this. Okay. And so unfortunately, I don't blame Natalie Nunn. I get a lot of riffraff for this. I actually love Natalie. I've been watching her way since back then. I know she's from the Bay. Um, you know, what we know and see of her is TV. And it's so unfortunate that, you know, what people see on TV is what they believe it is in real life. A lot of that stuff is scripted. I promise you, they are given scripts. Okay. They are given scripts. If anything, they should hate Lemmy. Lemmy is the one to make the final decisions. Lemmy is the one to create the script for Natalie Nunn to do. So everybody is hating her, and I get it. But I got to get you, Natalie, because when you do the casting calls, and just so y'all know too, that's scripted. It's all scripted. It's a script literally given to these people. They get paid to take that bad rep. So if anybody needs to blame somebody, y'all need to blame Lemmy. Blame Lemmy. I love you, Lemmy, too, because hopefully one day I have you on the show. But it's the truth. He's the boss. He's the CEO and the founder of Zeus. It's not Natalie. It's not. Shout out to Jocelyn Cabaret, too. She's getting her own network. You want to pick me up on my podcast? I'm not as vulgar and I ain't fighting and I definitely ain't stripping. So, but I'm just saying, you know, I don't know. But and I'm hearing that Netflix is doing podcasts now. So I just think we have to just be better. We got to do better because we know better. And we do have youth that are watching us. And I'm be honest, that's why I'm cleaning myself up straight up because I know now I am out there and I know that, you know, people are watching me, kids are watching me, everybody's watching me. And if I can be, you know, a a good influence on our youth, then that's what I want to do. And I try to be, and I am, I feel like already, honestly, because they love the authenticity. But what we also got to take into, consideration is, a lot of the youth that are troubled, they trouble for a reason. And they don't relate to people that don't have those lived experiences. So they love when TT Aja come through and be like, "What's up, ninja? What's up? What's up?" They like that. If I came in and say, "Hey everyone, how are you?" They don't relate to that. But what I'm gonna do is levels to it. I'm gonna be Claire Huxtable, Erica Badu, and Natalie Nunn. I'm all three of them. Okay. And I know how to read a room and I know how to adapt well to changes and to my environments. So, but one thing can't nobody take away from me is my education and Audra. That's who I am. So it's like either you love me or you hate me. Straight up. But what I will do, I want to be a pillar in the community. I want to help youth. I want to help most morally troubled youth because I was once a troubled youth. And I mean, when I say troubled, I mean troubled. I was not a good young lady. I just wasn't. I was with the madness, real bad. And I, ruined a lot of relationships. Um, I ruined some people's lives according to them. I hurt a lot of people along the way, but I think that's the past. And I think that the past can be fixed. That's why it's the past. And you move on to the future. Um, so I wanted to say that too, because when Forak sent me that from the mechanics and was just like, that young lady that was like, "My son will never date a black woman. All black women are not like that. There are some very smart, educated women too that are from the hood. Okay, we know how to adapt. We know how to make changes. And some of us are still young. We're still work in progresses. So I think just one even being accepted. When you're on social media dang near every day and you see black men and men just bashing black women. I mean, eventually at one time or one point of time some of those black women will be affected. They'll be affected. And I think a lot of people aren't realizing that. Yes, men have it hard, but so do black women. We got it hard too. We got it really, really hard. It's not that easy, especially coming up in certain industries. Okay. Like it's not easy for us. Like, no. So I just wanted to pretty much come on here and say that we got to work together as a community um, to focus on our future, which is the youth. And I think that the youth need more positive influences and role models to look up to. Um, and I think it starts within, it starts with us. A lot of us need to work on ourselves before we cross that path to help anybody, straight up. Even myself, I'm still working on me. I'm still working on me because I ain't perfect neither. Just because I got the ton of degrees and all that, that don't mean nothing. I'm blessed to have the street smarts and the education side. Yes, I am very fortunate for that. But it took the streets to make me go get educated. So I know a lot of youth out there now, it's bigger than that. A lot of them out there hurting. They silently hurting. So I think, like I said, us as a community, we got to stop worrying about grown men that did 10 years behind bar. Okay, they live their life. That you grown now. We need to focus on these kids that are transitioning into adulthood because they are our future. All the women that are grown with 5, 6 baby daddies and kids on Section 8, we're going to let them pass too. If you want to start some food donations and help them and protest for more welfare dollars or for taxpayers to pay more money, go ahead. Go. We're going to move them to the side too. For our alcoholics and our dolphins, we're gonna definitely move them to the side too. No, all due respect to all of those I named, but at the end of the day, our youth are more important because those people live their lives. Even veterans, all due respect, we love you too, but we're gonna move them to the side. Let's focus on these kids. Kids, man, y'all have no idea the foster care rate then shot up. It shot up. My partner just started and got her foster care license. They calling her every other day for kids. Literally. Literally. So what that means is certain, I'll say genres of people are just failing decade by decade. Decade by decade. It's like depleting with parenting, with respect for self, even raising your child. That people don't even care these days. So I'm hoping that we can break these generational curses. And then, I noticed too, I'm gonna say for my own self, I broke the generational curse to a certain extent within my family. But then I became the villain because yeah, I was the outspoken one. I'm the one that don't sweep stuff under the rug. I'm the one that drop it on the table. You know what I mean? A lot of people in my family, they just sweep stuff under the rug like ain't nothing happened. I've never been that type of person. What I will do though is delete you though and block you. I don't know if that's considered sweeping it under the rug. I say it's removing myself and protecting my energy. Cause see, I don't want to act a fool. So instead of, to salvage relationships, I remove myself completely, like 1000%, because I'm doing so much in the world, that I don't want to affect others by others affecting me. So I got to stay right on this side and leave these people over there. But these people I got to focus on. You know what I mean? So we got to break these generational curses. You know what I mean? We have to. It's a must. It's a must cuz it's bad, And I think the moment we all stop tolerating um what everyone normalized, it'll be a better place. So, I didn't talk for about 25 minutes today. It's girls night. It's Friday. Shout out to Capone, my cousin. They having a stripper thing, and I don't know. I love you, cuz I don't know if I'm gonna make it at 1 o'clock in the morning. That's not my type of thing. But I be wanting to support people. But I'm not to be 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning doing everything. Hey, honey. You know what I mean? I ain't the one to do it. So I've been on here talking. You late, Miss Fan. What is that? Fan Yana M. I'm tired. I've been talking for 27 minutes and now I'm tired. I am exhausted. But I'll update you on what I was talking about, which was breaking generational curses. And literally, we got to be more, we just need to be there for our foster youth. Is or not even foster youth in general. I was talking about how, shout out to Forax, reached out and was kind of sent me a video of a young lady that was like, her son is not going to date any more black men, oh God, black women, because the kids, when she went to the amusement park, were all black young girls acting completely insane. And what I was saying was, I don't blame the kids. I blame society, to be honest with you. I blame, I'm not going to even blame the parents, because sometimes parents got trauma that just go out on their kids, right? Silently. So I'm not even blaming the parents. It's society. Like, oh, let's look at social media. Every time you scroll, I got someone's butt, a woman's butt. I'm trying not to curse no more, you guys. Need I haven't said one word this whole freaking 27 minutes, and I feel amazing. But all I see is booty. I'm sick of it. And it's that one stand where they put the foot up and they like this you ain't even that thick. You're not. Stop. I'm sick of it. Like, I'm so sick of it. I don't even know what to do with myself. It's all fabricated, right? But anyway, my sweet loves, I thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure y'all look at my podcast. I will, like I said, I'm going to be switching it up. I'm not doing hip hop all no, it's deeper than that. I need real people, real life stories, and reality. I'm doing a reality podcast, okay? Where we talking about real life stuff that people are really going through, not music and all this industry baloney patoni. I'm over it. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but I wanted to paint my town, but then I want to also do other things. I don't want it to just be rappers or singers. I need to broadcast. Like, I'm doing my foster youth. I'm doing social workers from different counties. I'm doing former and previous foster youth. I'm doing domestic violence. I'm doing mother and daughter. I'm doing father and son. Like, I just want to talk about real life, reality, and questions that people want to ask straight up. So I thank y'all for tuning in. I love y'all so, so much. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. And I record February 6th and 7th. I got some special, special guests. I ain't even going to say nothing, but y'all going to like this one. So check out my Instagram, Turn Hustle into a Legacy, and I will holla. Mwah.